Yup. What's going on, people? Bringing you another edition of the Crypto Wonder, talking a whole lot of nothing. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. Listen, man, you can't take life but so seriously. It's really short. And I hope this episode finds you in good health. I hope that you're well. And if you're experiencing hardship, may you find swift resolve. We're about to get right into it, right? Like, what do I mean when I'm talking about throw the trash out? What do I mean by that? Meaning, keep what's useful, retain what's useful, and get rid of what you don't need. Discard it. Discard it, right? We find ourselves in this crypto space bombarded every day, all the time, with all types of information, all kinds of information. And I think sometimes the information is useful. For me, many times it doesn't. You'd be like, okay, I'll get back to it. Or in some, and then in many cases, it's not useful at all. You know, DJ Bomber, I see you. Hope as well. Mexican lost in Asia. He said back on the best side. Just landed back in Asia. Almost didn't make it out of the USA. What a crazy week. Oh, well, I'm glad you arrived, back in Asia. If it was a crazy week for you in the USA, you know what I'm saying? Especially after this weekend. Yeah, this past weekend, right? That's crazy. Good to see you. Hexagon lost in Asia. Tin Top, you're everywhere. You're everywhere, Tin Top. Appreciate you, man. That's why I like to say Tin Top is everywhere. You're never there. He's everywhere. You're never there. Salute to Tin Top. He said, "Sheesh." Mexican lost his shit. That's crazy. I hear you. I hear you. We have a lot going on. Some people look at, let's say, my position in this DeFi thing. Christopher, what's up? He said, I'm here for the sanity. For some sanity. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to get sanity, but I appreciate you coming through. You know, I appreciate you being here. He said, I'm here for the sanity. Hilarious. Um, those of us that have been here, like my position, right, has been the same since 3 years ago to date, with the first sacrifice of Pulse Chain. 3 years ago to date, if I'm not mistaken, 3 years ago on July 15th, the Pulse Chain sacrifice started. 3 years later, who would have thought we would be here and things are the way they are today, right? And what do I mean by that? What if Pulse Chain never launched, right? Um, and what if we were still asking, right? When Pulse Chain, when this, when that, but no, the chain launched. Everyone who sacrificed, and I say that not because I did any background research or forensic analysis, but everyone who sacrificed received free airdrops. So many things that we're dealing with. I tell you, I think like it's those of us that have just been sort of focused and concentrating not just on this ecosystem, but on Pulse Chain, PulseX, Hex, and Ink. We've been targeted, right? We've been made to feel small by detractors. We've been not it's these attempts that people have made, the name calling, ad hominems, insults left and right, simply because people think that those who still believe in Richard Hart are insane. So they believe that those who believe in Richard Hart are retarded, are broke, are simps, right? Are toxic. See these terms, like they for me, I discard them. You see, those things don't even penetrate anything in my mind as far as for myself, for me. They don't even, it's not even like it doesn't even scratch the surface or even like just make me feel any type of uncomfortable or dis on any level whatsoever. Doesn't bother me because I don't accept it personally. I don't agree with those sentiments. I think they're wrong 100%. But I also understand not many people may think differently. Not many people think like I do, who are who have sacrificed. They might feel angry, frustrated, upset because they overextended themselves. Their expectations were not met. And so they decide to give up. That's not me. Or maybe they're on the verge of giving up and joining or selling, getting out of crypto altogether, doing other things. Everyone has a right to do whatever they want, first and foremost. You could decide to do whatever you want in crypto because no one forced you. No one forced any of us to make any type of purchase, to sell, to buy, to stake, to do whatever. It's an individual person's game. It's an individual person's game. Al Merlos, I see you, DJ Bum. Al Merlos says, "What's poppin', fam? We up in here like we never going away. This thing is made for the yeah." Al Merlos with the uplifting sentiments. Appreciate that. DJ Bomber says, "I don't think people are ready for the at all. I don't think so either. I don't think so either, and I agree 100% with the sentiment. We're gonna build on that." DJ, the 504 grinder, what's going on? I come here for the focus. Everything is down, not just our race ecosystem. People think these memes are gonna run forever. They won't. You know, we're gonna build on these things. Appreciate the thought, DJ 504. We're gonna build on these things real quick, right? They're counting him out. They're counting the mechanics, the operations, the actual code. They're counting it out. They're dismissing it. They're like, we've given up. They blame the actions of people who were dumping, for example, dumping their hex in 2021. They're blaming those individuals for the way the markets are, which could be, they could have some truth. They're blaming rug pullers or people in the community who've since, you know, switch their positions and no longer support hex, and they just, create their own vanity tokens. Folks are blaming, pointing fingers everywhere except looking at themselves in the mirror. You came in 21, end of 20, whenever you came in is when you came in. 22, 23, however you came, 24, this is where you came in. And what position did you play while you were here? What did you do? You allowed people to influence you. You allowed the actions of others and the thoughts and opinions of others to persuade you to do X, Y, and Z. You can't really blame anybody else. We could only blame ourselves. If you watch RH streams, some of the things he says are just like, they're not hard to forget. He doesn't work for anybody. You want something done, you do it for yourself. X, Y, and Z. Doesn't claim and will never claim that he's worked for anybody, that he owns the OA. He doesn't, he denounces all these things. All these things. Crypto, no third parties, no intermediary, no middlemen, no admin keys. You should have complete control over what you do with your crypto, not asking for permission, leaving things on centralized exchanges and giving others your money to control. So when you need it, you need to ask permission to get it. In some cases, your money could be frozen on these centralized exchanges. RH has been clear about certain things, right? And so when I see some of these guys blame him for the $1.6 billion that was raised, they blame him for it in a sense where it was already clear that this money that you sacrificed is no longer yours anymore. But you still hear people bring that up at $1.6 billion and hasn't done anything such as use that money to pump the coins. Meanwhile, things were written. It was already no expectations. They blame him and think that Pulse Chain is an illegitimate chain. Pulse Chain is a chain, they'll say, that's practically even illegal. Why? Because the founder is under investigation with some bureaucratic entity. This is the sentiment of these people. How many times have has China banned Bitcoin, unbanned, banned Bitcoin, India ban, unbanned, ban again, they unbanned and ban it like people say whatever it takes, and they will do whatever it takes to give you all types of information for you to possibly throw yourself off your path, off your journey, to experience some type of success. Folks today will tell you they learned about what they're doing outside of RH coins. They learned from RH and will tell you that they no longer believe in anything RH has done, and that what they've learned from RH and what they've done creating new coins and implement whatever strategy has worked, learning from RH. And that the coins he's founded don't have a chance anymore. What does that sound like to you? Checks my pulse, I see you. What does that sound like to you? Learned from RH. Got into crypto because of RH. As far as this eco, you got hex because some people would even say they got hex because they did the free claim with Bitcoin. They did the free claim with Bitcoin. That's how they got into hex. We'll tell you they did very well. We'll tell you if they didn't do very well, the information that he shared is what they've applied in their newest separate crypto endeavors. And that we should pay attention to them versus paying attention to what got us all here. Because they've given up on what got us all here. They've given up. They've been very vocal, right? They don't hide it. The gentleman said earlier, it's not even about talking about their winning. They've shown a lot of bravado, right? Popping their collars, beating their chests, talking about how great they're doing. And you want to talk about how great you're doing, but your success was catapulted. Even if you want to say that you've been in dealing with crypto longer than Hex has even been in existence, your current claim to fame today and success has a lot to do with what the man created or helped people to create, because he's not a developer, but he's the founder, he's the leader of all this. And this ecosystem is his program. Even if you've built your popularity, let's say you didn't even do anything with Hex, but you came through and you were around, you're making content, you're speaking with people, you're interacting on the internet with the believers, the folks that invested in Hex, etc., sacrifice of Pulse Chain, etc., and all you did, you didn't even buy a coin. You just your popularity was what flourished. That attention becomes currency, because what you do is you create your own idea, your own plan that you may feel is superior than Richard Hart's. And because you now have a following, your followers will believe and support you in your new idea and new endeavor, separate from RH, without you having to spend a dime. We've seen it the last 15 months. And so you have those of us that want to practice the simple things. Look at Hex for what it's worth. Try to learn about this T-share and how it can work for you. Use it for what it's made to, not think about the price, even though it's very difficult, because we're all here to make money. Hex is a company with its own blockchain now, from the founder who created the ERC20 coin that was successful. People are saying Hex is not a success anymore because it's 99% down. Really dismissing the fact that it's 99% down from its all-time high and not its all-time low. That's not good enough for people, because they bought into some type of thought in their head where they really believed, when talking heads, when folks would open their mouths and say that Pulse Chain, Pulse X is going to do a 10,000x right out the gate when Pulse Chain launched. They really believed. I don't know where that came from. They really believed that the minute the chain was mainnet went live, that it was gonna yield 10K, 10,000. Like, I don't know where that came from. And almost a year and a half later, people see it as a disappointment that it didn't reach 10,000x, but other coins have. Think about this. Other coins reached a 10,000x or more, give or take, less or higher, right? Other coins, they say, other non-RH coins already did a 10,000x and this and that x and that x. And the people can't even find it, because I'm gonna raise a point. They can't find it in their hearts or even in their soul to be publicly grateful that the chain exists for you to have done something or be a part of something or create something not RH related, for the coin to see thousands of X gains, there was no public appreciation. It became a thing of public Richard Hart humiliation. They used it to weaponize against the chain's current underwhelming price performance at this point, right? They didn't say, hey, Richard Hart always talk about how he's the giving tree. He paid a group of developers to work over a 2-year period, let's say 22, 23-month period, to build the word that so many of y'all love to use, to build the chain. And gave so many people an opportunity to do their own thing, to work for themselves, to do something that they want to see, because they knew Richard was never going to do it. So they have now a chance to work on a chain and experience multiple thousands of X gains, and for them not to be Richard Hart coins, and there's not a single thank you given to the man who spearheaded all this. We've heard the exact opposite. Now, let's be clear. Let's be clear. How many millionaires were spawned from those thousands and thousands and thousands of X gains from these multiple other coins? I don't know. Maybe that's why there hasn't been any public vocal gratitude. But you mean to tell me no one made money? Of course they made money. Of course. Of course. And so you have these things that are taking place here that people want to say, oh, see, this is why it's over for Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and Inc. How is it over? Why? Because they feel that there are people who've been here who don't have their best interest, the interest of the community at heart, as if like, I didn't come here for like the community to help me. Again, this is an individual person's game. You make a decision on what you're going to do. We all make up a market. No one person really controls the entire market. People are going to do what they're going to do. You're always going to have someone who has more than you. Why am I really going to be lost in a situation where I'm creating fictitious problems that might never happen because someone wants to give me some information, sow some seeds of poison into my mind to throw me off my path? No, I discard that. Throw out the trash. Throw it out. Because see, over the last year and change, we've heard how many people who just got lucky because they stuck around with Hex. They just say, listen, man, a lot of people just got lucky. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. They didn't even stake 15 years. This is what you would hear. You see on chain how long people are staked, and they say within the next maybe year or so, 2-year period, a lot of stakes are going to be coming out. So those who stake throughout this whole period, we're going to receive a lot, because people are going will emergency end stake, in the next bull run, when these prices rage, folks are going to want to cash out just like they did last cycle. And the stakers will receive half the penalties. The rest goes to the OA. We understand these things. We understand. But the patient aspect, folks get angry. They get angry. They're like, oh no, this can't be. This can't be like this. Because you've had bad actors, people who've done bad things in the community. They would look at everyone like everyone was inferior and they were superior because their bags validate their position, their size in the community. And will let you know that they're going to dump the price every chance they get to inflict fear so that you can become discouraged. Okay? So that you can be discouraged from holding on. This is what you will hear people tell you, that you will never reach their position. You will never exceed them. This is the bad messaging that these people will give on purpose, deliberately, to throw you off so that you can give up and you can no longer be a threat. Because they see you as a threat. They don't see you as some, part of the network effect. They see us as a threat. Because in some cases, you got to think, how many people in the beginning, you think the majority of people staked 15 years? No. Even Richard wasn't talking 15 years in the early months since Hex launched. He might have said, listen, do a 10-year stake. And then it was throughout the time, as time unfolded, 15 years was the way to go. As far as long term, that's the max. Just throw it out there. Don't think about it. Don't get involved with trading. These things that allow us to experience loss quicker. Don't bother. But people would go online and publicly tell you 55-55. Meanwhile, the 55-55 was a lie for many people because they only held liquid. They were speculating. And so when the numbers hit, they could easily sell. And the crazy thing about it is, a lot of times people would think, look, man, there's so many people that's in this Hex ecosystem and there's only a certain millions in liquidity. So if everyone wanted to just dump, it'd be impossible. There's only a few in liquidity and all this is in the hands of whatever. But it was possible. And so people are taking certain things and manipulated to their own, for their own selfish desire, because greed is a thing, have learned how to do this. They don't even know code. Some of these people, these people just launch stuff based on some popularity, they don't even know code. They can't even read code, but will give you strong, harsh opinions because the information that they've learned, they tested out and seems to work. Now they're fighting the person they were taught from. They're fighting against their teacher. They're fighting against RH. But we'll tell you too, because so it gets the messages get crossed. The message and the signals get crossed. Because if you're gonna be a good person in this thing, then just continue to do good things. But the messages get crossed. Because a lot of us, sure, we agree on many things, but Yo, I just like holding the core. Say core real loud. Core coins. They don't like to hear about core tokens. No, we're gonna say core tokens, the maxi coins, core. The Richard Hart coins, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. You're gonna be called a retard. You're gonna be called a pleb, yo. You're gonna be called a simp. You're gonna be made to feel like you're lost. You're an abject. You're a buffoon. You're a simple-minded, right? Troglodyte. You're gonna be called all types of stuff, yo. Sure, sure. That's okay. Folks don't understand what this is all about. Even people who are around you, who's supposed to come with you, who started with you at the same time, and peers and this and that, they switch sides and turncoat. That's okay. You just treat them like refuse and throw them away. Because some people are here for a reason and don't even last for a season. They don't stick around. And you didn't come here for that, right? You came here to learn about something so groundbreaking that's evolving every single day, that's testing us on multiple levels, that's trying, right? Where we're throwing a bunch of challenges with all this, where it's not about passing the test. Because you have folks that have different type of mental capacity that are here, all levels, all levels. This is life. It's human beings. It's a snapshot of people in the world who are in crypto, and we're trying to figure how we can win the most for ourselves. And you're gonna have a segment of individuals, yo, that you would be so surprised, right? If you really believed and some of these people, you should feel some level of disappointment and maybe even betrayal, but that's all right. It's all right because it's part of this process that folks don't that they treat it as it's trivial. You want to achieve maximum gains, you got to go through some level of maximum pain. But it's about perspective. It's about how you look at things. Because even when it's the thing that's this supposed to be somewhat maximum pain, I haven't experienced any pain, and I'm great. I'm chilling personally. But that's me. I don't know if everyone else feels the same. I'm telling you, like I'm chilling, man. That this thing is like exciting as f. Because even with all the weird disturbances and differences of opinion and people squirming and fighting against insiders and hex influencers that used to be cool and now they just launching coins left and right and supporting scammers and all this is all the makings, all the rumblings that's taking place. It's like, yo, man, it's setting us up for the perfect storm that's about to happen, where the storm is going to pour nothing but opportunity and blessings on those who've held it tried and true, who've been sticking this out, who haven't, been distracted. You stayed focused, people. You stayed focused. You didn't make a dollar today, but it's okay because the next however long for the rest of your life, you doing something today that you're gonna appreciate in the future, that you could potentially appreciate in the future because it's modeling the success of BTC and Ethereum. This thing is just like this is where we're at, and we're right here, folks. We're right here. You're gonna hear other people tell you, nah, it's give up on Hex. It's done. What you doing? You supporting a 99% down token? Yes, motherfucker, I am. What's wrong with that? Yeah, I am. But they're upset when you say yes, you are. They'll laugh at you and call you a clown. They'll laugh at you and say you're dumb. Like nobody, no, but your words don't matter. But again, that's how I see it. Maybe someone else will be impacted by that and buy into whatever they're selling to people. You know, it's weird how some of these coins that have done thousands and thousands and thousands of X have gotten next to no press in crypto, zero press, but will tell the RH supporters that we're a cult. We're members of a cult. We drank some stupid Kool-Aid. We're brainwashed, and that no one is listening to us, as if everyone is listening to them, as if the same criticisms they hurl towards us doesn't apply to them. We have to see things for what they are, folks. See things for what they are. Madness is simply that, madness, and that's what you have here. And a lot of times, I think it's manufactured, right? I think this is done by design. Someone may start off with a good idea, good plan, and then they figure something out and they give up, or things that may work, and then but when you don't give credit to what credit is due, to allow your coin to have seen 100x, a 200x, a 1000x, a 2 million x, that's not an RH coin, and you can't publicly say thank you on the timeline, on social media, in any capacity, it says a lot about who you are. If you launched a token and your token did a million X, and you couldn't find it in your spirit to say, hey, look, I don't know if I could have seen a million X on any other chain, but I saw it on Pulse Chain when I launched such and such token, and this is what happened, and these things took place, and my token that I launched, that now the community rallies behind, touched a million X people. This thing works. This thing that I learned from RH, it works. And you do it with a spirit of sincerity. You don't think, I mean, you don't think that's worth anything either to say thank you in public? And you don't think you would attract the attention from other people? Maybe all this thing that folks keep talking about, on barred, schmon barred, from these other communities that have much larger presence than Pulse Chain, and really show the people in other chains who are eager to make money, the other degens that are eager to see thousands of X, even a million X, 2 million X on this 15-month-old chain. You don't think it would behoove you to really really spread the word, instead of going inward and infighting and attacking and saying, look at me and this and that and that and this and this and that? No, yo, dude said he's a giving tree. He didn't lie. You can't even fight it in your heart to say that. What does that say about you? You can't even find it in your heart to let people know, like, listen, man, but you want attention. You want support naturally. You want to fight against scammers. But you can't tell this man thanks for creating a situation where you received PRC 20s. The airdrops came through. They came through. It happened. You're not a you know, these people, anybody in the world now can create their own token. They don't have to be a developer. You applied something that you learned from RH, made it work, got so many X's, and there's no thank you. Did you do it without Pulse Chain? Did your coin achieve those multiple X's? Without Pulse Chain. But leave it up to you and your supporters and people who think like you. Folks are retarded for believing in Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, and Ink. Yeah. Yeah. There's always, like I used to say, and it's relevant now. Try to listen to what people don't say. Try to listen to what folks are not telling you. When they're speaking, when people are speaking to you over a period of time, I've learned that people begin to reveal themselves over time. What I've also learned, while they're revealing themselves over time, what they reveal about themselves is not necessarily words that they utter. It's the messages that they don't speak about that ring resoundingly loud. Okay? You got to pay attention to what people don't say. It's what folks like to call reading between the lines. Pick up what others are putting down, because everything is not meant to be told. Everything ain't meant to be told. And if you're someone who's a little bit astute, you pay attention, you listen, you observe, it ain't hard to tell when someone has an agenda, when people have ulterior motives. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's quite disappointing when people still feel to this day that RH supporters, RH token holders are losers. It's just weird. Like, huh? What are you talking about? Because they want the focus to shift. They want the focus to shift away from Pulse Chain, Hex, PulseX Inc. into other things. Into other things that are brand new, that still need to prove themselves, that haven't been vetted, 95% brand new. They don't even work on the PRC20s with things that have already been built on Ethereum. They create stuff, copies of whatever's been on Ethereum that's on Pulse Chain. They create copies of those things to tell you, to promise you and I that they have the secret sauce, and we need to buy into their promise and support their promises, because their promises have yielded 2 million X returns already. And kudos to you if you're struggling, if you're fighting a good fight. You're fighting a good fight because, yeah, they call them the cabal. There's a cabal, right? You call it the cabal because it's easy to identify that way, right? Certain people that have just done weirdo things in this community, right? We call them the cabal. You're fighting the good fight, right? And everyone can understand what that's about. Everyone, don't matter what coin you like, what community, sub-coin community that you're a part of, you understand when bad activity is taking place, when suspicious activity is taking place, when criminal activity is taking place, it harms everybody involved. And you're fighting that good fight. But if you can't say thank you, if you can't appreciate while you're fighting a certain fight, you're punching at the criminals, you're punching at the simps or the scammers, the fleecers, you punching at them constantly. Yes, yeah, yeah. You're like, yeah, but look at my coin. It's not RH. It's not. But my coin did 2 million X on Pulse Chain. It didn't do 2 million X on Ethereum. It didn't do 2 million X on any other layer one, but it did it on Pulse Chain. 1 million X, 10,000 X. You got your coin from applying Richard Hart's principles. You tested it out. You tested it out from what you learned. And it reached multiple highs, multiple levels, and you see how it works, and you can't thank the man. You got to look at yourself. You got to look at yourself. And know that everyone out here is not stupid, even though you might think everyone is, because of because of the display that you exhibit when you utilize the internet. You want people to believe that you have superiority over everyone else, and that your confidence level is justified because of what you've done so far, the good work that's brought massive gains outside of RH. Not understanding, bruh. You're not understanding certain key fundamentals of life. Or maybe you do and you dismiss it. Maybe you do and you dismiss it, right? Little tiger. Little tiger. The same people you see on your way up to the mountain, little tiger. are the same people you're gonna see when you come crashing down. Little tiger, always be humble. Embrace humility. Be humble. So there's a great deal of lack that's present. There's a great deal of lack. There's a great deal. They don't, they, you know, the same people you see on your way to your ladder of your fictitious, your intangible, imaginary ladder of success in your mind are the same people you're gonna see when you come crashing down. Same people you pass on the way up, same people you're gonna see on your way down. Because humility is absent over here. Because people want to just fill themselves with avarice, right? Selfishness. Suffer from delusions of grandeur. They embrace grandiosity, superiority complex. Like this thing is crazy. Like, yo, y'all, you lost your mind. You can't say thank you. You can't say thank you, RH, publicly. That's crazy. Your coin did a 5,000x and it's not RH, and you don't even have the decency. But you want people to believe in you versus him, versus what he's done. You want people to believe in you. And if it wasn't for what he's done, his developers, his team, when were you going to do anything to achieve anything to see your coins that you created vanity out of thin air? What chain were you going to be on to see a 5,000x, 100,000x, a million x, 2 million x? Those, yo, folks, I'm gonna tell y'all, they're not keeping it real. And these are the people that some of you bank on. You believe that they have the key to life. They figured out crypto, and it's going to be a long-term thing. See, hey, again, you point fingers elsewhere, three always get pointed at you. I'm just putting things on the table because I'm old. I don't care. I get cranky sometimes. You know what I'm saying? My knees hurt, all that. Shout out to the chat. I can't really see y'all right now, but shout out to y'all at this point because I'm also now in motion and it's coming to a close. Keep what you need, throw away what you don't need, folks. As these people will tell you, straight up tell you, they'll write endless posts on social media to affirm their positions on why Richard Heart tokens don't matter anymore. They will tell you verbally and in writing that we're wasting our time. Meanwhile, if it wasn't for RH, the token that they're supporting, or whatever movement all these subcultures got going on, movement that even seen a million X, no BS. You sound like I'm exaggerating. I'm not. Those community people can't even find it in the core of their being to give gratitude, be grateful and open, and then use that narrative of how, yo, wait a minute, there's something to all this right here. Because even my whatever I did, my endeavor, I got a community now. There's a financial, there's money circulating right here. The math is mathing to the point where this coin went from this to a million X, 2 million X, 200,000 X, 100,000 X. Oh, there's something to this right here. No, it's a different mission they have. They're not going to go on a social media campaign, marketing campaign to really hit everybody hard with it. Because you all keep talking about adoption. You're not going to take all of that energy that you have, that you see, that's verified on chain. You have the data, you have the charts to prove your stance, and you have the information that you learned from Richard. You can't even find it in yourself to really consistently campaign to the world. You got a little bit of scratch, all right, and you think you got something going on, all right, network, whatever, spread the word. You'll be like, yo, I know you don't F with Hex, but guess what? The Hex founder taught me this, I learned it, I applied it, and I got this. What do y'all got going on? Maybe you want to try this. New blockchain, next blockchain, competitor blockchain, that blockchain. And guess what? People are going to be like, oh man, that's an opportunity. Oh, shoot. For real? You got all those ratio, that X is crazy. Oh, it's bonded like that. Oh, yeah, liquidity. Oh, it's crazy like that. Oh, wow, okay. You don't think other people will be interested? You don't think other people will want to, also find options to learn and gamble? But no, you're not trying to do that. You're doing it for your own selfish aggrandizement. And then say everybody else who supports RH Maxi tokens are just drinking the Kool-Aid and we're cult members. So be it. And they're not. Oh man. To heaven with all them, yo. I don't, please. I don't know. I listen to what folks don't say, man. That's not something some people develop it quite fairly easy, others don't. It's hard to even explain it. And sometimes it's either it's, again, read between the lines. Read between the lines. I see all y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Thoughts, Charles, I see you in the building, man. Salute, brother. DJ Bomber, Thoughts, Child, Tin Top, Tail 7. $100%. The people who have the eyes to see, or the people who have the strength to reckon with the heart of darkness without becoming it. There you go. There you go. There you go. T-Dog says Dr. Dre, the Watcher. Yeah, that was a fire song by Dre. Which album was that? 2001? Chronic 2000? The Chronic? Don't remember. But I remember the Watcher. Salute. Oh, you out of control, Tin Top. Tin Top, why you out of control? You out of control, bro. Making 86 the secret sauce. Oh man. Everywhere. There you go. Everywhere that you go, you're not the same as before. Fire. Rodrigo Shilling that E-Hex. I see you. Said don't miss the E-Hex boat. I see you. People forgot how to be grateful. There you go. There you go. Is it that you know? It's not hard, man. Hmm. Exactly. Appreciate your position or lose it. 100%. 100% TL7. T Dog says reminds me of Society Bros. Wow. I hear you. I hear you. We're gonna hate on the best chance we got in the world, but it's the best we right, right, right. You see, the mania, dismiss. That's why I say discard the trash. You're gonna hate on the best chess we got in the world, but it's the best we got. Come on. He said, I'm drunk, I'm gonna stop. Nah, you good. He said Bruce Wonder, tell 7, Bruce Wonder. Jason Smith in the building. What's going on? Jay Everything, 100, man. 100 back to you, man. Salute. Isn't the point of what I already said about parody not include Hex? Are people mad? Yeah, well, time will tell, right? Just like they say the markets decide, time will tell, and time will also reveal what's what. Will these other non-coins, these thousands of coins, be on a topic of discussion next year, the year after that, and the year after that? For the next few years, time will tell. Time will tell, and I'm sure they won't, but time will tell because people don't like to hear the truth. Oh well, it ain't hard to tell. I excel and prevail. You know what I mean? You know, it ain't hard to tell, bro. Who am I? Who are these making the claims and loud and all this? Oh man, it's take your pick. We're talking the last 14 months, and it's not just on the surface. It's not just something that just happened now. Because I could take information that I heard a year ago and discuss it today, and it's still relevant today. You know what I mean? Thoughts? I can hear something from a group of people that I heard 1 year ago, and they're still talking the same nonsense now. Yeah, still relevant. And it's not even necessarily the same people. Other people have adopted the same narrative because they've given up. They've given up, launched their own situation, realized their situation based on what RH taught. The situation has been somewhat successful and can't give the man any type of appreciation vocally. But you could verbally, you could publicly denounce him and his core tokens and the community that supports him. That's where we are today, bro. That's where we are today. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But good guys. And also, if you guys see any streamer here, give them a support like Thoughts Child, Jay Everything. They got their own channels. Anybody else here that you might see, go support their channels. Give them a follow, subscribe to their channel. You know what I'm saying? Blessings to everybody, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Be good, be well, be strong. And we're going to make it.